Morning, ma'am. After such a long time.
Yes. So today is the last day of training, but however, as I've told you, we'll keep on meeting for shorter workshops and all. And
Yes.
the doubt clearance class is the group. In fact, is open for all of you. You can access it at any point of time if you have a doubt. We'll try my best to be more interactive, and others can also your peers can also help each other. So that will be like open for everyone. So welcome back, all of you, once again. And today is the final class, as I've told you already. And we'll be discussing the last set of around 9 techniques today. And I'll send you a few more, which is self-explanatory. That is not very deep. You can try it out, and if you have any questions, you can always get back to me. And regarding the assignments, I would just like to tell you that don't take stress about the assignments, because I know a lot of you are working, and even if you're not working, you have a lot of work at your home front. So I'll be giving you around 1 month time, till 30th of April, to submit any 10 assignments. Okay, and there's a mandatory color card which you need to make all the color cards, because you'll be needing it more often, without which it makes no sense. So that is one compulsory thing which you have to do. Otherwise, all others, like we have done approximately 30 tools, approximately. So out of those 30 to 35 tools, you can, do any 10 of your choice. Okay, and I'll send you a separate link to submit that, on which you can submit. And after you submit, you'll get your certificates within a day or two. So expect your certificates to be around, say, 2nd or 3rd of May.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? I might be having a short 10-minute Q&A on a separate day, not today. So once you start doing your assignments, you might have a few questions. So accordingly, I'll set it up maybe in the next week or the following week, one short class where you can clear your doubts.
Okay.
I
Dr.
hope
Ria,
you
I
have your
just missed.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
Anu here. I just missed your deadline. When is the deadline for the
30th April.
assignments?
30th.
30th April. Okay,
Yes.
thanks a lot.
And ma'am, last day you have given that home assignment of color conflict test. So that would be
Yes.
counting an assignment also, kya?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anything we did in class will be part of your assignments. You can do any 10.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And a few in the handouts, extra techniques, which is not possible to cover in all of these classes. So I'll give you a few more extra techniques which are self explanatory. So you can do it
Okay.
at home. And if you are stuck somewhere, you can always get back.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start. So last class I had asked you all to work on this color conflict test. So what you had to do was imagine two colors arguing with each other, and these colors are strongly disagreeing on something.
Ma'am, is
Yes,
it
Shweta.
it was is it was compulsory that it's between red and yellow?
No, no, it's nothing compulsory. I've just given
Okay.
you an example.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Just like that was an example. So those who were not there in the last class, maybe you can just quickly do it. You don't need to think much. Just pick up two colors, or pick up two color cards if you have your color cards. And there is an argument between the two. So go by your instinct again for this method. I'll just give you 2 minutes to work on it.
Ma'am, I have a question actually. So when I was
Yes.
like into this thing, this test,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
like conclusion में यही निकल के आया that both the colors are on the opposition side and they are like
Yeah.
मतलब convince वो अपना point of view convince करने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं जैसे I have taken two examples mostly मुझे instinct ज़्यादा black और white का आ रहा था because ब्लैक के
Hmm.
पास अपनी बहुत सारी पॉइंट्स एंड येलो वाइट के पास अपनी। तो लास्ट में यही हुआ कि उन दोनों को रियलाइजेशन नहीं है कि वर्ल्ड में उन दोनों की जरूरत है, जितना इम्पोर्टेंट ब्लैक है उतना इम्पोर्टेंट व्हाइट है, बट दे आर नॉट
Hmm.
लाइक आर ऑन द सेम पाथ एट द लास्ट। इज इट समथिंग लाइक दैट?
I'm coming to it. Okay, let's go step by
ओके
step. So
ओके
once you
ओके।
have decided upon your color, I hope everyone has decided upon their colors. Okay. Now let's go by the second question. Who is a better color? Which one do you feel is a better color? When I did my introspection, it was green and an ochre. So a yellow ochre, which is not in my palette, however, but then I'll just to show you how it's done. So my colors were green and yellow ochre, not the bright yellow, but a dull yellow.
Can I answer to it?
Yes, you can.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Ria.
Yes, Henry.
What I believe is like I think I've been practicing and experiencing this when I pick one color, and out of the two, and with my instincts, so that is my soul calling. I think that is my chakras wanting me to pick up. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that is unique to me, and the other, which the person who might choose the other color, they would
Mm-hmm.
choose it, they would select it, or they would pick it up because it's their calling, it is their soul demand, soul is asking for it.
Okay.
uh, am I on the right line as per your understanding of it?
I'll just correct you about this. So, color conflict test is for yourself. Okay. It is not between two
Hmm.
people. So, like for me, I
Okay.
have added a green dot. Like, this is what I'm just, replicating what I did earlier. So, this is a green dot and this
Hmm.
is the yellow ochre dot. So, this is my
Hmm.
me putting two color dots. So, it can be any shape. I've just put dot because I find it convenient. You can have a square, whatever it is. Okay, whichever shape you
Hmm.
want to, you can put it. Or even a blob or a
Hmm.
scribble will do. So this
Got
is
it.
green and this is yellow ochre. I've placed the green bigger and the yellow smaller. And if
Hmm.
I have a conversation or conflict between the two, I feel the green is very overpowering and the yellow ochre is trying to prove the point that it is important.
Okay. Okay, it's
No
the
matter how dull,
conversation
it is
between both
important.
of them.
Yes, these are the two colors which you are choosing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but there is a conflict between the two colors. So,
Okay.
say for
So,
instance, the colors are fighting amongst each other. There's a conflict. So, you are
mm-hmm,
fighting amongst each other in this picture. So, what is
mm-hmm,
that fight about, or what is that argument about, or what is that aggression about? Okay, they are disagreeing on some fact.
right. Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yes, yes, yes. I got it. Yes.
I hope
But
others
I
also
believe
have got
none
the
of them
concept.
is better than the other. They have their own uniqueness.
No, this is where you're going to introspect. You're going to write a story or a dialogue between the two.
Okay.
Okay, so they
Okay.
are disagreeing. And what is that disagreeing agreement about? Say,
Okay.
for
Okay.
instance, can someone tell their responses? Maybe it'll get clearer.
Yeah.
लाइक मैम, जैसे मैंने बोला कि मैंने दो तीन एग्जांपल्स लिया था उन कल जब मैं कर रही थी तो मुझे ब्लैक वाइट ज्यादा आ रहा था, बट आज मुझे रेड ब्लू आ रहा है, तो आई विल बी गोइंग विथ रेड एंड ब्लू। सो रेड एंड ब्लू के केस में मैम आई वाज लाइक कि जैसे कैनवस लेते हैं ना, तो वाइल लाइक आई एम, जैसे मैं कैनवस लेके बैठी हूँ उसमें कुछ ड्रॉ लाइक कलरिंग करने के लिए, एट दैट टाइम रेड इज सेइंग, लाइक रेड इज हैविंग its point of view and blue is having its point of view. Like रेड, मतलब आई एम कंफ्यूज कि पहले मैं रेड करूं कि मैं कौन से कलर को यूज करूं कैनवस में. एट दैट टाइम दे आर कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग विद ईच अदर. तो रेड इज लाइक वो जैसे ब्लू को बोल रहा है दैट मूव असाइड. ये जो स्पेस है कैनवस का, वहाँ ये स्पेस एनर्जी का होना चाहिए ना, पावर का होना चाहिए, एनर्जी का होना चाहिए. तो ये मेरा स्पेस है, तुम कुछ भी नहीं करते हो, तो यू जस्ट मूव असाइड. एंड देन ब्लू लाइक जैसे उसका एक नेचर है कामनेस, तो ब्लू कामली बोल रहा है रेड को लाइक नथिंग, आई ब्रिंग डेप्थ. मैं पीस लाता हूँ, मैं डेप्थ देता हूँ. एंड सब टाइम सबको बहुत लाउड सब कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता है, हर वक्त एनर्जी नहीं चाहिए होता है, कभी कभी कामनेस भी जरूरी होता है. तो फिर रेड उसको बोल रहा है पीस, सीरियसली पी, तो तुम बोरिंग हो, पीस के नाम पे यू आर बोरिंग. एंड तुम लाइक वी कैन से दैट इट्स लाइक यू ड्रेन लाइफ आउट ऑफ एवरीथिंग. लोग मुझे ज्यादा फील करते हैं क्योंकि लोगों को एनर्जेटिक रहना ज्यादा पसंद है. लाइक तो इसीलिए वो रेड को ज्यादा, मुझे ज्यादा याद रखते हैं और मुझे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं, तुमको नहीं. देन ब्लू थोड़ा और फर्मली, पहले वो बहुत शांति से बोल रहा था, फिर वो थोड़ा और फर्मली बोलता है कि लेकिन मेरे पास आके लोगों को रेस्ट मिलता है, कामनेस मिलता है, भरोसा है मेरे पे, दे ट्रस्ट मी. और तुम ओवर होने से तुम एग्जॉस्टेड हो जाते हो, एनर्जी तक का भी एक है, बट कभी कभी तुम बहुत ओवर एग्जॉस्टेड हो जाते हो लोगों के लिए. लेकिन एटलीस्ट तो वो रेड वापस उसको लाइक शॉर्ट बैक करके बोलता है बट एटलीस्ट आई एम अलाइव. हाँ, मैं कभी भी बोरिंग नहीं हो सकता, कभी नहीं हो सकता मैं बोरिंग. तो बोले तुम बोरिंग नहीं हो सकते बट ओवर एग्जॉस्टेड होते हो. फिर वो बोल रहा है लेकिन तुम में कभी कभी एम्प्टीनेस भी हो जाता है, रेड ब्लू को बोल रहा है दैट कभी कभी तुमसे एम्प्टीनेस वाली फील भी आती है. तो फिर ब्लू बोलता है तुम तो कभी कभी अननेसेसरी केओस भी क्रिएट कर देते हो, मतलब कंट्रोल खो जाते हैं लोग और केओस क्रिएट हो जाता है लोगों के लाइफ में. तो फिर मतलब ऐसे करते करते दे आर पुशिंग अगेंस्ट ईच अदर, दोनों ही नीदर विलिंग टू ब्लेंड मैम.
Okay, so they ultimately don't win, right?
नो मैम. एंड
Okay.
सिंस इट इज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, तो वो मेरा भी गया नहीं कि दोनों को मतलब मतलब लास्ट में मैच करना चाहिए, कन्विंस्ड होना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट वाज अ कन्फ्लिक्ट. तो वहीं वो फिर मैम एंड हो जाता.
Okay, the next step, what you need to do is after you write down the dialogue and everything, the green or the whichever color you have chosen, it would be great if each one of you can put it in the chat which two colors you have chosen to argue upon and who's winning quickly in the chat box. And then the next step would be for each color, what is the color meaning, what does it symbolize. Say for instance, green means rejuvenation, changes and new things, new learning. And ochre means slowing down, maturity. So it's a little dull. So that way, if you can put your introspection into it. Okay, red and green. Green is winning. Others, if you can put it quickly or if you can write it down.
Ma'am, yellow and red.
Yellow and red. Who's winning is very important.
Yes, winning is red color because the story behind is today's Hanuman Jayanti. And red color for Hanuman ji and yellow color for Sant and Ram ji we can say. तो हमेशा भगवान भक्त को ही जिताते हैं. तो यहाँ पे विद अ पॉजिटिव एस्पेक्ट, येलो संत है, महात्मा है, स्वयं पर ब्रह्म है, मगर उन्होंने तब भी रेड को जिताया है क्योंकि वो भक्त है और भगवान हमेशा भक्त को जिताते हैं.
I appreciate that. However, ma'am, आपको जो color meaning है ना, we have done the color meanings also.
Okay.
Say for instance, red. Red means a
Red
lot of
means
energy.
energy.
Yes, energy, and then
Yellow
a
means
lot of movement.
spirituality.
Yellow would be a
Spiritual
very
things,
positive, vibrant color,
positive
but
vibrant.
also if it's too much, if yellow is winning, if it's overpowering, the size is overpowering, then it might mean some form of anxiety as well.
Okay.
Okay, so that way you have to write down.
Okay, ma'am.
So you'll see in your dialogue, the winning color is overpowering and it's trying to prove its point. The losing color is trying to push itself across. Okay, maybe not finding space, but always trying to logically comprehend or aggressively comprehend. So you find out whether it's logically discussing or are they completely aggressive. The more the aggression in the dialogue, the more conflict you have what to do exactly, what you're doing right now and what you need. So there's a huge gap between the two. If they are negotiating, that means you are on the way of understanding problem solving as to what you're doing right now and what you need.
मैम एक बार फिर से कि अगर वो लोग नेगोशिएट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, the first one, what does it mean?
If you're not finding any clue, you have a lot of conflicts going on as to what you need and where you need to intervene. Okay, what you are doing right now and where you need to intervene. Say, for instance, for me, there are lots of changes, lots of challenges, a lot of dynamic things happening right now. But then it's winning. It's basically overwhelming for me right now. But yellow ochre is telling me to calm down. Maybe there is a set of positivity learning, but then the whole grounding and slowing down is missing. And then there is a conflict. There's a huge conflict between the two. Okay, so maybe I know what exactly I need right now, but I'm not working on it. So similarly, if someone wants to discuss, someone else, if you want to discuss, I can help in that. Anyone else who would like to discuss?
I have a question. Suppose, like, while having that argument, so one could be a perception and one could be based on facts. Like, somebody here who had mentioned about gods, like sun and then disciple Hanumanji. So that is one aspect, and then another which you talked about was based on the color balance, and then powers and all those things. So, what do we have to stick along with? And the third one could be that what I am perceiving through my emotions or understanding. So, what do we stick along with while arguing?
See, there can be variations. Yeah, so there can be variations. However, since we are dealing with colors, let's stick to that only. Okay, so what ma'am was talking about was metaphors. What you are talking about is something to do with your thoughts and emotions. So these are three modalities altogether. So since we are just doing the color psychology class, it would be better if you just stick to the color meanings. Otherwise, if you have to analyze this whole thing, it is about the shape, texture, scribble, whatever you are projecting on.
Got it.
Ma'am,
Yes.
as
Yes,
as in
Sagarika
my
ma'am.
Ma'am, I kept it black and white,
Okay.
just as I told. Very common conflict, but today I thought it looks like black and white. So there is a conflict between both the colors that, as we know, black is taken as a negative and white is taken as a positive color. Black shows a power, complication in life, and white shows a purity or a simplicity. So that black says it shows that absence of light is there, and white is independent, and like light is there, looking forward in your life.
Okay.
As
So which color is winning, ma'am? Which color is winning?
White is winning. As there is a conflict, both are neutral, but still, if you ask me, I think white is winning.
Okay, white is winning, and what is black doing?
Black is a little sad, I think so. See, why people had kept me as a bad color or a color of darkness. We use the black Monday, black magic, these words we use. Why I'm added to these words?
Okay,
So,
and
what happened?
So they are arguing about what?
They are arguing about how they should be used in our life. Like white is saying people should use white more, and black is saying instead, you have so many positive qualities. People love to use black more. That was the conflict, because I had seen many people, when I asked them your favorite color or the choice of your color, the first word which they say is a black color.
Okay. Okay, if we have to analyze this, if we have to understand what's actually happening and what you need right now,
Huh?
is basically, see, white would be a color of rejection. Rejection in the sense, it's only about you, composure, and slowing down and only thinking about yourself. So it's like emotional rejection from others. You don't want to get involved much. So it's more
Okay.
like a straight face thing. And black is about absorbing other people's energy.
Correct.
So there is a conflict there. You are in double minds whether to absorb energy from others, whether to be empathetic, or whether to be, kind of selfish. It is more like to be selfless or selfish.
Yeah,
To
you're
think
true.
about myself only or to think about others as well, take other people's emotion in consideration and, do certain things. Since white is winning right now, maybe you're in a state where you are just thinking about yourself. Enough is enough. I just want to think about myself. I want to slow down. I want to do my own thing.
Very true.
However, black is telling you that no, it is also important to connect with people and understand their viewpoint. Okay.
So the word,
So you no,
I
this
can,
base.
yeah,
Yes.
tell me.
So basically, this is kind of a tussle between the two. But since you are problem solving here, you are saying that many people, think that black is important, black is this, black is that. So what you're doing is taking perspective from others. You're trying to problem solve. You're not arguing, but you're problem solving.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yeah, here's
it's
the
not.
one sentence you said, that I don't want to go in anyone else's shoes. Now,
Mhm.
like now I'm in a
Yeah.
age that I don't want any, I should
Further.
say the word, further issues or drama in my life. I want to stay alone
Yeah.
and in a peace. And in a peace. So that is
Mhm.
very true. I can understand. I can
Mhm.
connect to it.
Yeah. So
Can I
this
ask one
basically will
question?
give you, yes, just a minute, please. So this particular activity will give you what kind of conflicts are going on and how the problems are being solved. If you see a lot of altercations and you're not finding any answers, that means your conflicts are too strong. You can't find answers easily. And if you're kind of problem solving, you are logically, evolving in the conversation. That means you are in a state to problem solve. You just need a guidance. For people who are clueless, there's no end to the conversation, or you're being very aggressive. You're maybe the colors are shouting amongst each other. That means there's a lot of anger, anxiety, fear. All of it will come through the dialogue.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
Diksha, yes, tell me.
Yeah, so my question is like, what is the purpose of if we just replace it with two people or maybe two ideas in the real life? I mean, considering the psychology
Mhm.
of, I mean, the implementation of this understanding and
Mhm.
evaluation or analysis, like
Mhm.
where is it applicable? Like if I have two people who are stuck around with their own i- is it that we are targeting on, is it anywhere closer that we are targeting on, or
No, see,
no?
the whole purpose of this is to understand your own conflicts inside you.
Okay,
Okay, this is
okay,
not about two people or with someone. It is about your own conflicts.
okay.
If you study about conflicts, there's approach avoidance. So sometimes, sometimes it is more to do about taking decisions. Also, you can't decide, and if you can't decide, you get very irritable. You don't know your
Hmm.
priorities. You don't know how to sort out things. So that's the time where stress builds up. You'll find a lot of it
Right.
in relationships, in couple counseling. Okay,
Hmm.
because they are stuck in one loop. If you see the conversational
Right.
pattern, This is not applicable everywhere. So you have to pick and choose these tools, whichever is applicable. So that will give you a clear contrast as to what is the issue. Like black and white is about whether to empathize, whether to be, thinking about more about oneself. Okay. So this will give you highlights as to what the person is going through right now. Someone wrote about my colors. It's about green. It's like several changes and then slowing down. So it's more like I'm overwhelmed with a lot of work right now, but I'm not taking breaks. I'm continuously working. So that might be a conflict within my system, which gives me cues that I need to slow down. I need to take a break maybe for a day and just sleep or do something which I like. So that gives you instant feedback as to what you need.
Got it. So, but I have one more question, like further to this. Like, suppose if it is within, and I have two conflicting thoughts. So, what is the idea to get onto a middle path, or to make a decision? Is the main point where we have to focus on to find a middle path or to get ahead of that stuck situation?
If you're stuck between the two, see which one is winning. Okay, so that is more important. And which color represents you? The last question, if you see, which color represents you? Okay, if you see that maybe the white represents you, so that is the need of the hour for you. You know the answer already.
Yes,
Okay,
to decide and to make the choices and to take decisions, right?
yes,
And to keep
right.
moving and be resilient as well along. Oh, got it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you so
So
much.
the fourth question, which color represents you, will tell you what you need at that moment. That will give you answers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this will require again a lot of practice because this is wholly based on analysis and your understanding about your colors and how the dialogue evolves. So, what I would suggest you, all of you, can write down in depth the dialogues and how it is evolving. Okay, and then you'll see a pattern yourself. You can come back to this recording. I'll give you the step by step break of this as well. But you can come back to the recording and see how it is explained. Can we do
Ma'am,
one more and then we'll move ahead?
ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That the conflict has to take place. Like I have to create a conflict between the colors. So,
Yes.
what would be my content of the conflict? Like whether it's between the nature of the colors or whether it's what is relevant to my real life and conflict কি নিয়ে তৈরি হবে?
It can be anything, ma'am. So it is not necessary that it has to be a particular thing. Whatever comes to your mind is your response. So there's no right or wrong behind this.
Means suppose if I have chosen blue and yellow, so blue represents some form of my thoughts or some content of my thoughts and yellow represents some content. So there they are having an argument regarding the two types of content.
Okay, blue and yellow, you said.
Yes.
So who's winning here?
Blue is winning.
Blue is winning. Okay. So blue, what is the meaning of blue? Who can say?
Blue is trust and communication.
Yes. And yellow is?
Yellow is some very bright, like jovial, happy and very bright.
Happy and light, right.
Hmm.
And what are they conversing about? If you may share, if you want to share it all.
That is what I am not able to gauge right now.
It's okay. Take your time and write down the dialogue. What are they conversing and how are they, evolving over that conflict? Okay, so if they are conflicted upon some idea, what is it and how are they, ending the entire conversation? So it's between trust and being happy. So it's between reliance on others or being self-sufficient and being happy on your own.
Yes.
Okay, and which one do you identify with?
I identify with like both are my favorite colors, but I have shaped the blue color more than the yellow one.
So that is what you need right now. That's your need of the hour.
How to understand this? Need
First,
of the hour means
write down the conversation. Maybe after you write down the conversation, you can share it in the group if it's okay with you, and then maybe we
okay.
can take it forward.
Okay, ma'am. One more last question: What? How to identify the need of the hour? Like that, you said that I have made two different
Mhm.
shapes, and you said that
Mhm.
we need to define the need
Ah,
of the hour right now. So, how
uh-huh.
did you come to this conclusion?
So the one which you're identifying right now, the whichever color you are identifying right now,
Okay, I am identifying with the yellow one,
then
but
yellow
I
is the
have
need
made
of
it
yours.
small. But yellow is
That's
the small
okay.
one.
That is okay. The argument, if see, there are 2 points here. First of all, what is the conflict between like this versus this? That means trust and communication versus, I want to do all things on my own and I want to be self contented and happy. That is the difference. Second is whether the conversation is constructive problem solving or is it aggressive and never ending. Okay. So if it is constructive, then it's fine. If it is not, if it is going on forever, there's no conclusion, or if there is a lot of aggressiveness and a lot of arguments involved without any logic, it's more of an emotional thing. That means there's a huge gap. You don't want to accept what's actually happening right now. Okay. So you're just trying to go back and forth between the two ideas, which will not help you to decide. Okay. That causes a lot of stress.
Okay.
Right. And the third one, whom are you identifying with? Which color? That is where you would need to focus on. That's a subconscious way of telling you what you actually need right at this moment, which can help you.
Okay, yellow. Yellow
Yes.
can help me.
But first,
Ma'am,
write the conversation, ma'am.
Conversations. Okay, okay.
Yes.
excuse me,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Shweta, ma'am, yes, you have your hand raised. I'll just take one more question and then we'll move on to the next one because I have 7 more to cover. Yes, tell me.
Actually, ma'am, in my example, like you asked कि then I said that it's never ending because it was conflict तो वो मेरा उस तरफ गया नहीं कि who is winning, but still if it is asked that I will be saying blue is winning, so that means
Mhm.
कि right now like which color represents me, then I am more connecting to blue. So that is it meaning that I want calmness, I want like trust in my life,
Mhm.
something,
Yeah,
and
that would
trust.
generally mean. And if it is never ending, that means it's a prolonged conflict which you have been carrying the baggage for a long period of time. And you're not even trying to see human beings, we are comfortable being in a state of distress rather than change. Okay, we know if we change certain things, it's going to be better for us, but then we are scared of changes. Okay, so we
But
don't take certain decisions
मैम
which are
जैसे ही आपने
required.
बोला ना कि कौन विन कर रहा है तो आई वाज लाइक यस मैं ये खत्म कर सकती हूँ बिकॉज पहले मैं
Uh-huh.
कॉन्फ्लिक्ट की तरह सोच रही थी तो इट इज लाइक नेवर एंडिंग मैंने उसको एंड नहीं किया बट अभी आप जैसे बता रहे हो फिर मुझे लग रहा है हाँ मैं ये चाहूँ तो एंड कर सकती हूँ एंड वो ब्लू मुझे ज्यादा आई एम लाइक कनेक्टिंग माई सेल्फ
Yeah.
तो दैट मीन्स कि आई नीड एट दिस मोमेंट आई नीड सम कामनेस एंड लाइक ट्रस्ट
Blue
कम्युनिकेशन
is trust and communication.
हाँ
Yes.
ओके ओके मैम थैंक यू सो मच
So, if you see, you have been speaking about communication for a long period of time in all the classes. So, that becomes your, structure for you. So, maybe you can think on those terms as to how you can communicate, use blue more often. So, that will help you a lot.
ओके थैंक यू मैम
Okay, you can get back with your responses in the group and try to solve that as a group. Did we do this last class, color timeline?
नो मैम
Okay, we didn't do this. Um, this is another way of representing your stages of life. So we have different stages. Can someone quickly tell me what are the stages of life that we go through?
मैम चाइल्डहुड adulthood mid adulthood and like last वाला वो senior citizen old age
Yes, old age, right. So we for this activity we'll just stick to maybe childhood till a point of time which we can remember, the earliest memories or so. And then we move on to the teenage life, and then we move on to the present, because we are all adults, I feel. And even if you are in that last phase of life, which is old age or senior citizenship, above 60 retirement age, you can also do this till present. Okay, so we'll divide our timeline of life and then assign one color for each phase of life, each stage. Okay, so basically it would be like, if childhood you want to assign maybe a yellow or a pink or whichever color you want to assign, you assign those colors for each stage of life. You can further break it down into categories, into divisions. Say early childhood, middle childhood, late childhood, preteen, teen, early adulthood, adulthood, and then 30s to 40s, 40s to 50s, 50s to 60s, and so on. So you can break it as many compartments as you want. So that is completely up to you. Okay, and then you can assign each phase of your life a color. It can also be, say, till school life or till college life, or maybe till my marriage, if you're married, post marriage, and then till childbirth. So you can have it in different themes, whichever you feel comfortable, you can break that up. And then assign one color to each phase of your life. So I'll just give you 5 minutes to work on it, and then we'll come and discuss. You can assign one or more colors, that's up to you. There is a trigger warning here. If you're doing this activity, just try to tell the person, if you know there's a history of trauma and all of it. Try to brief them before doing this activity that certain phases, while we are discussing, while you are working on it, might get a little triggering. So you can club it with a relaxation technique or something similar. Okay, I'm just sending you a quick sample of the thing, and then we can analyze together. I prefer putting circles, but you can just, block it out, draw, doodle, whichever way you want to, you can do it. Are we done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if someone is feeling uncomfortable, you may discontinue doing it. Um, okay,
Um,
so the first pointers is we look for very dull colors or dark colors, or a pretty, a period where there are too many colors, or a period where you are not putting in any colors, you don't want to put any colors there, or a period where you have very flashy colors. So there are these pointers: very dark or dull colors, too many colors, and then too flashy colors. Okay, so try to find out that phase of life where there are, first of all, dark colors. Very dark colors like maybe black or gray or too much of brown or too bright neons or too bright yellow, or the person doesn't want to put in a, a color for that particular phase. So there's like a hindrance in putting the color. So while the person is working on this, you would need to observe them as well. Yes, yes, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Whichever way you feel is okay, you can work on it. Okay, now we'll go by, see, the color meanings you know, but you would want to ask the person that what does each color which you have put resembles. For you, what does it mean, and why have you put this color in this particular field, in this particular area of life? So a little bit of journaling will help you.
Ma'am, if a client is not comfortable like ज़्यादा कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड करना, जैसे आपने टीन और वैसे डिवाइड किया है, जैसे आपने सिर्फ जो चार्ट में लिखा चाइल्डहुड, एडोलेसेंस एंड प्रेजेंट, if someone is comfortable in that, so is it like fine? मतलब we can't push ना कि आप नहीं अलग अलग करके लिखो. So
See, you
is
can
it
do, I'm sorry. You can do two things. You can have already a template where you have put in the names and then you ask them to, fill it with colors. If you feel the person wouldn't open up much and you need to know about their past and all. Or else you can maybe ask them to put multiple colors in that timeline. If it is only three, you can ask them like put at least three colors for each of the phases.
okay?
So that way
Okay.
you'll get better responses.
क्योंकि एज सच कि मैंने अगर मैं खुद को एक क्लाइंट की नज़र से देखूं, तो मैं आई वाज नॉट फीलिंग कंफर्टेबल बहुत सारा कैटेगरीज में, तो मैं लिख नहीं पाई एंड मैंने सिर्फ उन 3 को चूज किया जो आपके
हाँ,
चार्ट में,
हाँ,
एंड
हाँ,
मैंने 2-2 कलर्स लिखा क्योंकि एक से हो नहीं पहले मैंने एक-एक लिखा, फिर हमने नो समथिंग इज मिसिंग, तो मैंने 2-2 कलर्स लिखे, बट स्टिल आई एम फीलिंग लाइक कि अभी भी कुछ मिसिंग है. देन आई आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन एज अ on the behalf of a client. So the matlab 3 colors we will ask to write. So I can include one more color in all the 3 stages. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
You ask them why you have put those colors and what does these colors mean to you. Each of these colors. So I've just written a few words for each of these. Okay. So once you've got responses like why does this period have this color, um, you'll get a lot to know. These are conversation starters for each of the, this is a great activity for understanding the history of the person. So these are color prompts which will help you or help the client rather talk about themselves, how they were as children, how they were as a child, how they were as a teenager, what are the important events which reminds them of this particular color. Okay, so you'll get a lot of unfiltered responses from this, and it since it's a very colorful thing, you'll get a lot of responses for them from them. Too much of brown and black. Okay, introspect, ma'am. Why those browns and blacks? Not by the color meanings, but how you feel about it. I would suggest all of you to work on this with someone else. If you do it on yourself, since you've been analyzing colors for like quite long now, so you'll have a tendency to be biased about putting specific colors as per your memories. But if you do it on a person who doesn't have any background on this, you'll get very raw data. And then you can start probing them very gently, of course, with your counseling skills as to what this color reminds them of, how was their childhood, how was their teenage life, what all relationships they had, what kind of love relationships they got into, were there any rejections or not. So they will open up a lot about each of these phases. So this is a quick and fun way and an engaging way to understand the timeline and the incidents which happened. The second question, where do colors suddenly change? There will be a lot of variations, but if you see there's a stark difference. You have been using maybe black and brown, as I told you, but then suddenly you use a very bright yellow or maybe a very bright pink. You can stick around that phase of life and try to figure out what all changes, whether positive, negative. It can be vice versa also. There are very positive colors, and then suddenly there's a lot of red or black or brown happening. Okay, so you can ask that where did this life turn around or what exactly happened if they are comfortable further sharing. And which color dominates your life? That would help you to decide that phase is still with them. When we understand how we are as people, a phase of your life sticks to you. It's more like a burden you're carrying forward. I think every one of us carries some burden or the other from the past. Some mistake, some incident, some kind of trauma, whatever it is. You generally carry it forward throughout your life, maybe unresolved a lot of times. So that particular color which kind of dominates, if they point out, you can stick around that phase of life and try to probe further through different sessions. Okay, there are many more techniques, tools which you can probe. This would be a starting point as a conversation starter. I have tried this with very shut clients, like they don't want to talk about their past, they don't want to talk about the relationships, and they have started opening up. They started talking because it's non threatening in nature. Okay, and this will give you certain cues also where you can probe further. See, negative will be only when the person says it's negative. Okay, so say for instance, if black I've put and I have said that it's all about, being more emotional and empathetic and all, it's not negative in its sense, but then it's not even positive. So it's like a neutral thing. But to someone else might be it's a very dark color. I don't like it. Then it's like a red flag. Okay, so go by what the person is telling you. Do not try to analyze any color. Colors here are symbolic only. So through this, you'll get to know trauma phases, if at all. they have experienced. Um, but at the same time, if you see a lot of black red, a lot of black brown, or something, very heavy colors all across, there's not even one single good, positive color like yellow, orange, pink, and green, and things like that. It is some form of indicator that the person has certain burdens which he or she is carrying along for a long period of time. There are unresolved developmental conflicts, okay, while they were growing up, or how they perceive their lives. There's a huge conflict in that. So this will be a standpoint or a starting point where you can probe further. If you want to analyze, if it's too much of red, if you see most of it is red, it's all about power struggles, anger, and the basic needs not being met. So there's this survival instinct all the time, and they're always worked up. Blue would be calmness, a lot of depth. At the same time, there can be indicators of, too much. If there's too much of blue all across and dark blue, there can be forms of sadness as well. Yellow, it can be an intellectual color, but then at the same time, it can indicate too much of yellow may indicate anxiousness. Okay, that person might be feeling anxious for a long period of time. Green would be frequent changes. If it's all green, most of it is green, or different shades of green, there can be a possibility that there are too many changes happening throughout the life. Maybe people who are traveling a lot, or those who are getting transferred a lot, they don't settle down, they don't get the scope to adjust better. So there will be these indicators. Orange, again, if it's too much, then there's always some form of positivity or lack of grounding. So if it's overwhelming amount, then you have to see these indicators. Black could mean fearing or absorbing too much of energy from others, being too emotional, being too helpful, giving too much, giving in, lack of confidence. If it's black everywhere or most of it. Again, white means it would be a lot of rejection of other people's feelings, maybe blanking out or maybe numbing out for a long period of time. Gray again would mean over matureness, then over maturity and emotional numbness. Okay, so if these you can analyze only if there are dominant color schemes. Okay, otherwise you just go by what the client is telling you.
Ma'am, dominant color would be indicated by the area of the place which
Yes.
has been occupied by a specific
Yes.
color or a mix of
Yes.
colors.
Say, for instance, if I give you this prototype, you see black, 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 purple. This is dominating.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
So black, purple, and blue is dominating.
Ma'am, we can say that
So
more
that's
than
it.
2 times, more than 2 times can be count as dominating.
See, it's very difficult to say more than 2 times. It's as per your judgment, also as per your experience. Because if there are only 3 columns and you see a dominant or a big color, say not only the frequency but the size of the color is how they are. And that will also mean that yes, this is one thing which is dominative.
Okay.
Okay, so we have done this third one. I will go to the next part. So, see, the 2 activities are brief. So I would again ask to practice that. You can come back to the group and discuss. The group will be open for discussions. Like you can do it at any point of time in your life as well. Okay, so I have another set of activities, but then I would like you to quickly, is my voice cracking?
Yes, ma'am. Last आपने क्या बोला कुछ समझ नहीं आया.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm saying the two
Yes.
activities which
Yes,
we
ma'am.
did, the 2 activities which we did is pretty heavy. That needs a lot of practice also. So what you do is, you know, take data, do it on others, and see how you're resonating. What all findings are there? If you have any questions, you can put it in the group as well. Okay, the group is open for like any point of time. You can come back and discuss.
Okay, ma'am.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
So this, yeah. So what we see on that screen is like color psychology, inner psychological energy. So are these fixed or these are like shifting and these have like variations along with it?
No, these are fixed. If you've done the early classes, if you've heard the recordings, it has a physiological, biological connection, and how we have derived that red means energy and orange means positivity and all of it. Okay, so I would request you to go through that class again so that you can
Why I'm
analyze
asking
colors
is like
faster.
if it is orange and then there's a shade or tone of different orange, so it'll shift there,
Mm.
right?
See, shade and tones, those are called blend colors. If you have orange and if you have peach, that
The
means orange
possibility of shift.
has to shift to a peach. If it is that way, then white and orange characteristics has to be blended. Okay, so that way you do
Hmm.
it. Otherwise, it's more or less a fixed area of analysis when you're analyzing colors. But a lot of activities which we have done, it's all about, using colors as tools in order to engage and understand what's going on. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the next part, there will be 7 things which I would ask you to do. You have to do it very fast. Do not think much. Huh? I'll just give you prompts to work on, and you need to work on that quickly. And then we'll go one by one. I'll just take another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll conclude the class. Okay, so the first prompt is draw roots moving out from your foot where you're standing on the ground with red or brown tones. You need to draw roots which are coming out from your foot and you're standing on the ground, and use a red or brown pen, pen or color pencil or whatever you have.
Red or brown, ma'am? Am I right?
So make yourself, you don't need to have a very artistic drawing, just draw a silhouette or a stick figure. But the root part is important. How the roots, like what kind of roots you are drawing. You should
Dr. Ria,
finish by
sorry to
now.
interrupt. Red or red or brown or red and brown we can use.
Red or brown and brown, whichever is okay with you.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay. You should be done by now. So it has to be very quick. These are a few quick series of drawing, okay, with colors. The next prompt is draw your emotions as water with the color orange. So basically draw water, a water body with orange.
Orange.
There's a cognitive dissonance here, but yes, we are going to use this color, orange. Don't think much, by your instinct, whatever comes to your mind, and then I'll tell you what to do. Number 3 is draw fire with yellow.
Ma'am, come again.
Draw fire with yellow.
Oh.
Draw fire with yellow. The fourth prompt is draw a garden with green. You can use elements here.
Ma'am, what was the last one?
Draw a garden with green. Fourth one, draw a garden with. The fifth prompt is draw the sky with blue. Draw sky with blue. And then with a different shade of blue, or maybe a violet or something, violet, purple, whichever, darker shade of blue. Draw, like represent your thoughts as threads. That will be number 6.
Ma'am, please
So
repeat number 6.
if your thoughts were threads, if those were your threads, if the threads were your thoughts, how would you represent it on paper? If your thoughts were like a thread, how would you represent it on paper?
Ma'am, the last one is not clear.
Say, for instance, your thought is a thread, okay, and you're putting it down on paper. Like I'll just show you mine. So these are my thoughts as threads. So this is what
So,
I
ma'am,
wanted
this
to
can be of
represent my
multiple
thoughts.
color. Ma'am, this can be of multiple
Um,
color or of single color.
You may do it. Yes, you can do it. It can be just a one single line also. So whichever way you want to represent.
Ma'am, this one is fine.
I can't.
Red.
I can't understand. Ma'am, can you send a picture in the group? That would be better.
Okay, fine.
Ma'am, can it be even a bundle, ma'am? Like a wool bundle?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
And the last part, this will need a little clarity. So you can maybe note it down and then work on it. So you can write down. However, I'll just maybe try to copy it.
Ma'am, I've sent in the group.
Yeah, I'll just. The 7th one will be something which I'm sending in the group. First, read it, and then I'll tell you what to do with it. So what I've sent you is values, relationship, goals, money, family, hobbies, growth, work, love, friendship, you can add on to the list. Yes, this is fine, ma'am. The thread which you have drawn, it's okay. Whichever way you want to represent, there's no right or wrong. Okay, so values, relationship, goals, money, family, hobbies, growth, work, love, friendship. All of it, take a violet pen and place it, different these words, place it on the paper. Okay, whichever way you want to place it. You can put maybe values, relationship just beside each other, goals may be far away, money may be again beside hobbies. So you kind of map it like a constellation. Okay, I'm sharing the file.
Kindly repeat, ma'am, the last one.
Yes, I'm just telling you. So the last one will look something like this. Wait. What you do is the words which I've sent you, turn that, into a constellation. Like those, each one of those words, write it down as stars, and then you connect, or maybe you can place it together or away from each other or something similar. Okay. For example, say goal and growth are apart. Family is there, and then work, then connection, then nature, and all of it. So the list which I've given you, you can add in more elements and then work on the constellation. And connect the line, or you can represent them as stars and all.
Ma'am, we can put numbers in that.
Fine. Numbers.
Ma'am, I didn't get your voice straight, you know.
Yes, ma'am. You can put as numbers.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, ma'am, mine has like stairs in the form of stairs. Is it fine?
Yeah, that's okay. Yes. Let's get back to the first part. This is basically very quick check-in as to how you're going to, there are several questions, introspective questions, which you can engage in and answer and go more in depth. But then we go to the first one where you have drawn roots coming out from your feet. So if you have short, weak, shallow roots, like those are not going very deep, that might indicate there's some form of anxiety, insecurity, instability, low self-esteem, and all of it. Okay, so if it's overgrown, say it's moving out of the ground, it's bursting out of the ground, or that it's too, what do I say, it's like a very complicated mess, then it may have a fear of change or control, or there's some form of fear and anxiety related to it. Okay, so balanced roots, if you have a good balance of roots and it's not too shallow, not too long, or too crowded, then you have emotional stability. And you can add on to the other aspects which are given introspective and reflective questions. use water. Just check whether you have drawn stagnant flow, or it is overflowing or flooded, or it has a broken flow. If it is a normal river flowing without any too much of activity, it's just a normal pace, then it's a stable, like you're emotionally stable. But if you have stagnant water, like a ditch or pond which has stagnant water and there's no breeze, that might mean a lot of action. And if water is stagnant, in water under there, that would mean emotional frustration.
Ma'am,
Overflowing
ma'am,
water
this one is the
would mean
stagnant water.
impulsivity. Ma'am, how do you perceive?
Hello.
That is important. And how are you perceiving
Like,
it?
see this one. Okay.
I can't see it actually. Ma'am, put it in the group after the class is done, because all of us are waiting and I'm already over time. So flooded flow would mean overwhelming and impulsivity, and broken flow would mean some form of relationship issues or the instability in relationships. And then there are a set of questions which you can journal and find out how you can overcome. So these are good conversation starters and a lot of reflective aspects are given. The fire, we come to the third part. The fire would mean, the small fire would mean low self-esteem, or look at yourself might be challenging. Okay, so instead the fire is small. If you're unable to understand on paper, you can always ask, how do you perceive the fire? Is it a small fire, or is it a fire, or is it? So through those questions, you can understand how the self-esteem of the person is. If it's a weak fire, then it is more like other people are overpowering you. If it is a very big fire, you might be aggressive in your acts. If there is no fire, that means there's a lack of drive. Okay, apathy has set in, procrastination patterns have set in. Okay, if a person just draws maybe ashes around, or a very small, feeble, dying fire, that would mean there's a lack of drive, or there's no interest in life. The garden is, I would rather say, this is an activity in itself which takes a lot of time. But however, if you have these elements, if you have to do a quick check about the garden, just look at the elements which are drawn. Has anyone drawn flowers? Or if you have these pointers, maybe a very wilted garden, leaves are falling off, there's a lot of weed. Okay, if you've drawn flower, that means friends are very important. You need a lot of people around
Flower
you
and leaf
in
are
order to
both.
feel good. Yeah. And if you have these pointers where there are thorny bushes, where there is no growth, maybe very short bushes are drawn, there's no tree or no grass, there's no expansiveness. When you look at the picture, it is more like a small space, constricted space. Then if its leaves are falling off, if it is autumn leaves and all of it, then it might mean that there are a lot of stagnancies, and there is a lot of sadness, or there are a lot of chances where where they are not feeling life is going somewhere. Okay, if it is weird, there's a lot of bitterness in life, a lot of resentfulness, a lot of bitter feelings. You can also add in jealousy. Okay, and if there is no growth, that means the person has a lack of self-care as well. Looking into oneself, they don't take care of themselves much. So basically, the garden is more like your life and yourself, how you are nurturing yourself and how you're nurturing your life. So that's like the metaphorical meaning. And you can introspect and direct the clients based on these questions, these introspective, reflective questions. The next one is sky. Like I have drawn a lot of clouds like this. So this is more like, scattered, a lot of scattering all around. So free flowing clouds and pockets of clouds all over. You find a lot of clouds in it. There is a lot of thoughts. There are overthinking patterns, lots of things going on in your head. And if it is, flowing by, that means ideas come and go, come and go. If it is clear sky, if it's a blue sky, clear with little clouds, that means you have an open communication system and you're open for discussions. Stormy sky would mean some form of emotional suppression, conflicts, aggression, sadness, all kinds of negative, emotions are being bottled up lately. Broken sky would mean bits and pieces of sky scattered all around the paper. So there might be certain insecurities, in speaking, in communicating, in exchanging ideas. So that might reflect in the sky. For the guided visualization, again, I'll be sending you a recorded. There's a very nice short video of guided visualization through colors. You can try it out at home with some music. Or I'll see if I can take another separate class sometime in between for only guided visualization. That's color visualization, which we have done it in the offline class. Okay, the thoughts. If your thoughts were threads, how would it look like? If it is too tangled, okay, you would generally have, if it's like too tangled like mine, you would generally have overthinking and confusion over a lot of things. If it is repetitive, that means if it's like this or there, you can see patterns. You can see specific patterns on it. That would mean you kind of ruminate a lot. The same thought keeps on coming again and again and again. So that kind of overwhelms you. Broken lines would mean lack of clarity and avoidance. There is an avoidance tendency. Straight, clear line would mean good decision making, or a simple line would mean good decision making, open communication, and also insight or clarity. And the last part, you'll have to look at your mesh, the constellation, how you have connected each of the elements with each other. So if it is too scattered, if it is not clubbed together, if it's too scattered, if it's expansive, then there might be a situation where you're confused or you're lacking direction somewhere in your life right now. If there is too much of emptiness and disconnection, that means all the dots are not connected. There's broken lines in between, or they are pulled together separately. Like say family and love may be one side, and then your career and money on the other side, or something other, somewhere else. So it is all scattered all around. So there is some form of emptiness or disconnection, and you're not very contented with whatever is happening in your life. If it is a clear constellation, if there is a balance, you'll be very well able to make out whether everything is connected. They are more or less balanced, as we see in this. It's more or less like a circle or a connection. Then it means there's purpose and fulfillment and alignment. Okay, so this is based on the
Dr.
different
Ria,
chakras. Yes. Yes.
Can I ask you a small question on this? What is how do you differentiate between scattered and a clear constellation?
Scattered would mean it's all across the page. So if you're drawing on one page or
any
in one
example
area,
yes.
Example would be, say for instance, in this picture, if growth was towards if growth was towards the right side of the paper, right after nature and way beyond, maybe towards my life constellation, it's way above. Work is on the left hand corner. It's too expansive and scattered.
Okay.
It's not like a
this
balanced mix of things.
Okay, this would be example of a clear constellation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll send this PDF. I think the other ones I have already discussed in another class. So these are the 7 techniques which you can use as quick check-ins as to find out how they are well connected. Specifically, the last one will give you a lot of insights as to what is important for them, how close they are. Say, for instance, work and family is very close and the rest of it is away. So that means these are well connected. There's a lot of focus on that area. Okay, or maybe money and work is very close together and the rest of it is scattered. And work is the primemost thing for the person. So through this, you'll be able to understand how they are also placed with their different aspects of life. Okay, and then there are several prompts given. I'll add on a few more which you can use in your sessions. So these will be like icebreakers or starting points where you can look at different aspects, and based on these, you know, whichever you feel is not balanced, you may suggest that you need to work on this particular chakra more often. So you can do a lot of color breathing with that particular chakra color. Okay, so the color breathing technique, I will send you the video, or I'll try to definitely have a different class. Maybe for a 20-minute session, I will put it in the group if I can take you through the entire process. Okay, this is it for today and for this particular whole session. I think we had around 7 to 8 classes. And regarding internships, I'm in talking terms with a few places. As soon as I get to know in Calcutta, you can go and do your internships. Certificates for the internships will be separate. And people who are living outside Kolkata, I will try to give you a structure so that you can approach and do it. For any kind of help, you can reach out in the group. The group is open. It will remain open. I won't close the group. So you're most welcome to put across your questions, queries. And also, I would like to talk about maybe a day where I'll roll out a form for that also. If you want to volunteer with any kind of tool which you would like to share with others surrounding colors, if you know of any tool which you can share it with the class, you're most welcome. I have spoken to one of them and she had a wonderful idea. So maybe if you can come across and conduct a session with all of us. So I'll be also on the learning side. So let's do it.
Sure,
Let's
sure,
do
sure,
that.
sure, doctor. Yeah, actually, your color timeline gave me that idea, and it was a
Yeah.
wonderful
Yeah.
de-stressor on that day when I did it with a client, and I've actually done it,
Yeah.
and it's come out
Yeah.
really well. And the retrospection was, I mean, when we had actually retrospected around it, it was
Uh-huh.
really healing. I would say the healing exercise more
Right.
than I mean making peace with the past or the present
Mhm.
anxiety and everything. It was more
Mhm.
of a healing exercise, and it worked out really wonderful.
Thank you so
Thank
much. I'm
you.
glad it helped. So this idea is open to all of you. We'll fix a date in between and I'll roll out a form. So whoever wants to participate with whichever idea you have, we would love to hear from you. And thank you so much. I had a wonderful time with all of you. I hope you stay connected and we are there for you for, other queries, anything you would like to know. So happy learning and all the best, and do complete your assignment so that I can roll out your certificate soon. Thank you so much. Take care, all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a
Thank you
lot.
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.